So they hired me as a narrator. Mainstream theatrical organizations to do.
My name is Gregg Mozgala. I am an actor, a theater maker, and the founder and artistic director of a company called the Apothete, whose mission is to produce works that explore and illuminate the disabled experience. And in 2012, I started a company called the Apothete. So I was really interested in commissioning new works by disabled and non-disabled playwrights. The Apothete, the name of the company, comes from, it was an actual place in Sparta in ancient Greece. If you were born disabled or deformed, there was no place for you in that society. So the Apothete was a chasm or a hole in the ground where disabled and deformed infants were left to be exposed to the elements. Disabled people from the dawn of time have had no history because we were not allowed to have a history. I've been fascinated by history, and I realized that I didn't know my own history as a member of the disabled community and as a disabled person. And in university I had to study contemporary American drama, and we studied a lot of diverse playwrights, so playwrights from the African American community or the Asian American community, the LGBTQ community. Members of that community in the arts, playwrights, had looked at the history of their own communities and then retold those stories. No one had really done that for the disabled community. So I was just following what other minority groups and other marginalized populations had done, using theater as a tool to tell their community's stories. I first approached the Lark when I started the company originally in 2012 because I had these new plays and I wanted to see if they would lend dramaturgical support. And as our relationship grew and deepened, we realized that there was no sense of a broader community of disabled people or people who are working to advance inclusion or accessibility for disabled theater makers across the country. We never talked to each other. I also knew that I couldn't name any disabled playwrights, or very few. I wanted to find out who they were, first of all, but also we needed to develop our talent from within the community and give these writers extraordinary support. So this was something that the Lark was already doing with other populations and communities, but this relationship between us was the first time that they had ever explored doing this work with the disabled community. So that collaboration was the first of its kind. The fellowship was two-pronged, not only to hold these national convenings so people could gather and discuss and share, but the fellowship was specifically to promote playwrights with disabilities and get new work made. So to date we've only had one cycle of that fellowship, which is 2 years. So for 2 years that playwright was given support to write a new play. For years, and I'm still trying to figure this out even today, what is so unique and powerful about the aesthetics and the work that the disability community brings is important and it shouldn't be lost. But perhaps instead of thinking that when you do connect with other companies, instead of a dilution, how can what is unique and powerful and strong about the particular community and the aesthetics that we bring help and aid and change those communities that you were collaborating with to make new forms, right? Potentially new forms and new ways of experiencing and looking at theater. So I think theater is an incredible, more so than film, more so than television, theater is sort of the best art form to advance the work of the disabled community and bridge those gaps in society. So every time people show up to see a performance, they are in essence creating a community for that night or for that evening. And they are seeing real live people do their work. Audiences' heartbeats actually regulate together when they are watching a play or performance. I think that is absolutely beautiful. We just need to do it and keep creating work. That's why I think the creation of plays, the content, is so important. I think when they see these new things, literally new neurological synapses are being connected, and eyes are being broken open, and perceptions are being changed. But it is very hard, and I think it's just going to take time and time and time. But that doesn't mean it's not work worth doing and it's not important to take those steps and make those connections and do the work. But I think it just has to be done so it just becomes the norm and isn't so strange or foreign to people.